Good evening, Raider Nation, and welcome to the Raider Nation podcast, a very special Raider Nation podcast, if I may say so myself. We have had another podcast that is ahead of us, and it is the Boltcast, one slot ahead of us. So let me remind the Raider fans out there, the Raider Nation podcast fans, I need you to click onto my site, www.raidernationpodcast.com, and click on the podcast LA icon and take your 3 minutes and vote for Raider Nation Podcast. We can't be having that Boltcast ahead of us, Raider fans. And even if you're not an avid listener, tell your friends and neighbors, vote for Raider Nation Podcast, because we cannot be below the Bolt Talk podcast. Anyways, the guy who runs the Bolt Talk podcast, Charger Ray, has been slinging some mud, and I'll tell you a little bit about that later, because it's blatantly obvious that his feelings were hurt when I told him that he ripped off my format, and he got a little emotional. So I have one of my avid listeners, a great guy with some great takes. He sent me a little email comment, and I'd just like to share this with the Raider fans out there because I believe it hits the core of the situation. I hope I can do it justice. This is from Nilbilly Boy. You rock, Nilbilly. Here comes. We're coming for you, Mr. Johnny-come-lately Charger fan. I wasn't hearing any podcasts for the Bolts when they went 4-12 in 2003. I didn't hear any podcasts when you didn't even realize that a miracle had occurred and you made it to the playoffs last year. What I heard was silence. Now you want a piece of the podcast love? We were about a year late, Charger Charlie. Charger Charlie decided the only way he could get in the game was to rip off the nastiest of nasties, the ultimate bad boys, the hardest of the hardcore fans format, the Raiders. Bring your weak takes, bring your soft analysis, because we have something for you all day, all night, 24/7, 365. We eat your Air Cornell, Danny Fouts, Wes Chandler, no ring wearing, tired shit for breakfast, chased down with a shot of rot gut. Raider Nation, rock the podcast vote. And a message to the bolttake.com, you best strap on your chin strap. Well, I couldn't have said things better myself. Thank you, Nilbilly. You are awesome. Once again, thanks for the take. All your takes are good. That one in particular. So, I had an opportunity to visit the Charger site because I always do that to the opponent the week of our game. And as I scrolled through all the wisdom and highlights of the Bolts, the Powder Blue Boys, the Surfers, I just cannot believe how their forum is set up, and they hate us. They hate us so much. Everybody hates us. They have all kinds of icons. They have all kinds of Raider with the circle and the line through it. They got all kinds of hating Raider stuff. They just hate us. And you know what? The Raider fans, we hate the Broncos. We don't hate the Chargers because we beat them. We beat them to the tune of 54-34-2. They've been on the losing end of the ball game for so many years, I just don't remember even having a passion for hating them. I actually felt bad for them at a time. But boy, they sure got the hate for the Raiders. I think that's pretty funny. Other thing I saw that I thought was a giggle was they have a Dan Fouts fan club. Ooh. Now, out of 15 posts for this Raider hatred, I am not kidding, 10 of them, I'm talking about 10 pages, not just posts, 10 pages, all the comment was this: the Raiders suck. That was it. Little different people. The Raiders suck. Yes, the Raiders suck. The Raiders suck. The Raiders suck. And once in a while there was a little comment, but for the most part, they must have all gone to San Diego State, smoking spleef, and going surfing, because there's not much intelligence when it comes down to trying to rip the other team. Of course, you can't say much when you got no ring. Ha! The other thing that was kind of funny was I was looking at Marty Schottenheimer, and I'm looking at that face, and I'm just thinking, gosh, I keep looking at him and thinking, there's the Chiefs coach. And when he was the Chiefs coach, he was a lot younger, and boy, he did throw some great fits. I love watching this guy throw his clipboard on the ground, get all emotional, screaming and yelling. He's a little older now, and now you have to look at the complexity of his face, and the disappointment's not quite so apparent. But it's there. You'll see it on Sunday. The thing he used to say about the Raiders when he was the Chiefs coach was, the Raiders can't finish a game. They can't play all 4 quarters. That's what he used to say about us. Well, guess what? I was reading on the page today, and what he says about his old team, we can't finish a game. The Chargers can't finish a game. They can't play. We can't play all 4 quarters. It's funny how things come around, isn't it? Now, the Raiders have something to prove on Sunday. They have something to prove to stuff LaDainian Tomlinson, because last year he embarrassed us at home. 243 yards? Not this time, partner. Not this time, LT. You're going to take that weak-ass run of yours and keep it at home, because it ain't coming to Oakland. Don't think so. The other thing this Charger Ray had to say about our team was, he had another great take. This is his take on the Raiders. Randy Marijuana Moss and that tired, should-be-retired number 99, Warren Sapp. Well, I got some news for you. Your secondary blows, and Marijuana Moss is going to blow by you guys like you guys are sitting there smoking a bong. And by the way, you should be, because you're going to need the sedation after the game. And number 99? Well, they're going to have to scrub real hard to take this 99 stains out of Drew Brees' back. They might have a tough time getting those grass stains out of his face, too, after he's put into the Oakland dirt. Now, we'll help pay for Drew Brees' counseling, because he sure will need it after he sees 99 in his nightmares for the next 2 weeks. What a bunch of beach-loving, beach boy, white-toast surfers. Cowabunga, morons. Welcome to Oakland. Welcome to the black hole, Oaktown, bad boys of the NFL. We will rip you up. Don't be wearing no powder blues either, because you'll be blatantly obvious in a sea of silver and black. When you played the Steelers just this last Monday, I saw about 30% of the fans were Steeler fans, and they were loud and proud. They were putting it in your face all over the place. That parking lot looked like it was you didn't know whose team was playing that day. You didn't know if it was a Steelers home game or a San Diego Chargers game. Well, guess what? May I make a suggestion to you? Don't be wearing those powder blues to the Coliseum. I'll tell you right now, you best be wearing some corduroy, or maybe some OP shorts with some sandals. We'll know who you are. We don't have to know too much about you, but we'll be able to point you out. Don't wear your powder blues, boys. Could be ugly. Will be ugly if you do. All I have to say is vote Raider Nation Podcast. I will be back with another podcast just before the game. There's not all the analysis up yet. I just had to throw that out there because Charger Ray was just giving me a little bit too hard time. He had the gall, or the balls, to post on my site. You know, I'm not going over to his side. I don't want to spend that much time there. There's too much blue. But just remember this, Charger Ray. You're coming to Oakland, the original bad boys in the NFL. You're coming here where the original craze fans started and still holds true today. So remember, be wearing your OP gear and your sandals, because I don't want to see no powder blues, because you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. And you know what? Don't know what's going to happen. But I do know this. The Oakland Raiders are ready to play the game. Warren Sapp had an interview. It was excellent. The team is tuned in. They're relaxed. They're pumped. They got punked last year by you guys, and forget it. Ain't gonna happen this time. I'll be there to witness it. So, Raider fans, once again, thank you very much for listening to the Raider Nation podcast. Thank you for voting Raider Nation podcast. And Bolt Talk, yeah. That's about all I have to say to you. Raider fans, this is Raider Greg. I am out.